Hello, YouTube family. It's me again, Marcia Briscoe, over 50 and keeping it real. I hope you all got to watch my video last week when I talked about shades of lipstick color. And if you didn't, you can still go back and look at it. Thank you all for your support and just watching my video. Thanks. Um, what we're going to talk about today is that the mirror does not lie. The mirror does not lie. Well, let's start out with this. I went to my doctor appointment last week, and it was my heart doctor, and I have an implant in, and that is just a little device that monitors your heart and to see if you're not going into AFib. So I had this loop implant in about 3 years. So when I went for my heart doctor appointment, he was going to check and see have I had any more episode of AFib. So that's why I was at the doctor. So I was sitting out in a waiting room. Do y'all like my hair? Yes, I know I'm getting off subject, but I just want to see if you all like it. I like it, but I hope you all like it. Okay, back to what I was talking about. I was sitting in a waiting room, and the girls came out, and she said, Marcia Briscoe Wallace. So I stood up, and I walked with her, and she said, come with me. And so we was walking. I was just walking happy, thinking, oh God, I know this is going to be a great doctor appointment. I know I'm going to get good news. And I was already praising God. I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm starting off the subject. So then she said, come with me. So I followed her, and I was walking with her. And I saw this big thing standing in the hall. You know, the thing that women don't like getting on? That thing. So she said, Miss Briscoe, you stand up here on the scale so we can get your weight? And I'm like, why do she want my weight? And I'm at the heart doctor. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my shoes off. She said, you don't need to take your shoes off. We'll subtract 3 pounds. I'm like, that still ain't enough to myself. I said it to myself. So anyway, I got up on the scale, and I turned my head like that when them numbers popped up on that scale. And she said, okay, you can come with me. So I got off the scale, never looked at my weight because I just had an idea in my head that it wasn't a good weight that was going to make me happy. So I did not look. So we walked back to the room, the examination room, and she took my Vitasan. They was good. She asked me some questions about the medicine I was taking, and we did all of that. And she took my blood pressure, and it was good. And then she said, okay, the doctor will be in here in just a minute. So I said, okay, thanks. And she said, thank you too. You have a nice day. I said, you too. And still in the back of my head, I kept saying, why did she stop me by them scales to weigh me? I was at the heart doctor. Why do they need my weight? So then I just thought, Marcia, just leave it alone. It's over and done with. You don't cry over spilled milk. So anyway, I was sitting there, and I had my phone. You know how you sit in a doctor's office and they shut the door and you all in there by yourself and you're sitting there wondering, come on, they need to come on. I have things that I have to do. And I just kept playing with my phone and playing with my hair, looking on Facebook and stuff. And so I get back on my cell phone and I was just playing. And then I heard someone say, hey! And I'm like, okay, somebody is in this room. And the first thing I thought about, I'm going to run out of this room because there might be a ghost in here. Do I believe in ghosts? No, I don't. So I sat there. And I sat there and I sat back. And I had my purse like this. And I heard somebody say, hey! And I said, okay. And I turned around. And I was scared to turn around because I'm like, is somebody in here? And I turned around. And I went, boo! And it was the mirror. My heart, oh my God, that scared me to death. This mirror, I'm not exaggerating, this mirror was so big and so wide, and it was hanging on the wall in the doctor's office. Why would they put a mirror in the doctor's office? the heart doctor's office. And I turned around again real easy. I knew what it was because I saw it when I turned around the first time. So I turned around again and I see that mirror. And I'm like, oh my God. And I turned back around just easy. I got so nervous. I even put my cell phone up. And I put my purse close to me like this. And then the next thing that mirror said, come here. And my eyes still like, I'm like, what? And it said, come to me. I'm like, now mirrors don't talk. But this mirror said it again, Marcia. I'm like, that mirror knows my name. And it said, Marcia, come over here. And I'm like, now you know, I have a mirror at my house and I don't even walk past my mirror. I run past my mirror. So if you think I'm coming over there to you, you're wrong. So I sat quiet. I'm like, where is this doctor? I am ready to go. And the mirror said again, come over here. So I said, you know what? This mirror is not going to upset me. It's not going to make me mad. I'm going to walk over there to that mirror. So I get up and I stand up. You know how women like to do. We like to pull our pants and stuff down, stick our stomach in and can't hold it tall. So I had my stomach like this. And I grabbed my purse and I had it like this because I was covering up some areas that women cover up. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? So, this is my hair. Y'all like it. So, I walk over by this mirror like this. Taking my time. And I go over by the mirror. He said, over here. I'm like, I'm here. He's like, no, over here. I'm like, I'm here. He said, Marcia, scoot over here. And I scoot over and I'm looking like this. This is how, no, this is really true, you all. The honest God truth. I walk over to the mirror like this. And the mirror said, turn around and look at me. I'm like, I am not looking at you. And the mirror said, turn around and look at me. So I turn around real easy. This really happened, you all. I turn real easy. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that? He said, drop the purse. I'm like, I'm not dropping my purse. He said, drop the purse. And about this time, my stomach wasn't sunk in because it was hurting. I couldn't hardly breathe, so I had to let it out. And he said, drop your purse. I'm like, okay. And I dropped it. He said, now turn around. And I turn around. And he said, look. He said, now what I want you to do. This is what the mirror said. He said, pull it and grab it. I'm like, I'm not doing that. He said, grab your stomach.
No.
I'm not going to do that. Grab it. So, I'm nervous. Please don't let this doctor come in here. That's what I was saying. Please don't let the doctor come in here. He'd think I'm crazy talking to this mirror. So I grab my stomach. He said, now turn around. I grab it. He said, pull it. Pull it and peach it. And I did like this. And he said, now turn around and look in the mirror. And I said, oh my God. What is this? What is this? You remember I was telling you all about that 30 pounds that I gained? This is it. So the mirror said, turn back around. Look at it. And I'll look. And I said, but what about my hair? He said, I'm not talking about your hair. I'm talking about this stomach down here. And I looked down. He said, let it go. And I let it go. It basically flopped back down. He said, now get your purse. I'm like, why would you do this to me? And he said, now go back and sit down. I am so devastated by now. You all, this really happened. I'm not making it up. It happened. So I take my purse and I sit down and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Why is this mirror hanging up in the heart doctor's office? Well, One reason is because our heart is very important. Our heart is the size of our fence, and it beats. You see, 1, 2, just keep beeping. I mean, pumping, 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 pumping. It's one of our main organs in our body, and we need it to live and to survive. So, what we don't realize is when we gain weight on the outside of our body, it hurts the organ in the inside of our bodies. And it has a hard time pumping. And you might think, 30 pounds is not that much. Yes, it is. It is. And it's very dangerous. So it's important, I said to myself, and the mirror said to me, that you get this weight off of you. You're at the heart doctor, and why that mirror probably is sitting there is to let you know that heart disease, now I'm not no doctor, but I'm pretty much a little bit about the heart. It's when you gain weight, it affects the heart. It has a hard time pumping. So it's very important that we eat right, exercise, and get the weight off and keep it off. Yeah, you might say that it's hard to get your weight off. Well, yeah, it's hard, but it's necessary that we get the weight off. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying that I'm talking about anybody else's weight. I'm talking about my weight. So I decided when that mirror called me over there, and I sat back down and I looked in that mirror, because I have a mirror in my house and I run past it all the time. But this time I looked in it and I saw the weight on me. I didn't like it, but the mirror really didn't like it. And one thing that a mirror don't do is it does not lie. It tells you the truth. Now, people lie to you. They say, oh, no, you look good, girl. You know how people talk. You look good. No, I feel like I picked up a few pounds. No, girl, that weight looks good on you. No, it does not. Look in the mirror. The mirror will tell you that it does not. Now, I'm going to get the weight off. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. And I'm stop blaming this weight on the pandemic, because it really wasn't. Because just because the gyms was closed, I have a working good treadmill downstairs in the basement. And besides, outside, and I have 4 bikes that I could have rolled to keep exercising, but I didn't. So that's what I wanted to tell you all, that the mirror does not lie. And at our age, 50 and over, we cannot gain weight. We have to be careful with the weight that we put on, because we are at an age where we can develop diabetes, heart disease, and everything. So it's important that we watch what we eat. It's important that we exercise. And I'm not saying going out there and run a marathon. Matter of fact, I done ran 3 marathons. Can't do them now. But even if you just get out and walk a little while, even if you just get you some weights and sit in your chair and look at TV and you use your hand weights, we can do some type of exercise. We just got to find what works for us. Now, what works for Susie might not work for Jane. What works for Jane might not work for Mary. But we have to find some exercise to do. So, the doctor, I did get some good news that day. How did my hair look? I like this wig. I did get some good news that day. The doctor came in here and he said, Marcia, he checked me out. He checked my monitor. He said, you have not been in AFib for almost 3 years. And we can take that loop implant out. Thank you, Jesus. So see, I did get some good news. He said, once we take the loop implant out, I'm going to drop you as my patient. I don't need you to be my heart patient anymore, because you're doing good. But if you ever need me in the future, you know that I'm here for you. He said, just keep up the good work. And I said, well, thank you. And I said to the doctor, I do need to get the weight off of me. And he was such a good doctor. You know what he said? I need to get some weight off of me too. So I did get some good news today, and I'm blessed and thankful for that news that I got. So I just said, you know, Marcia, just go with it. The mirror told you the truth. You got some good news at your doctor's office. So just spend the rest of the day being happy, praising God for your news, and remembering that I need to get the weight off. But most of all, remember that the mirror does not lie. So as I was getting ready to get up and leave the doctor's office, praising God for my good news, the mirror said again, Marcia, I'm not going back over there to you. I'm done with you. So he just said, come here, Marcia. So I said, okay, well, I'm ready to go anyway. So I picked my purse up, made sure my hair looked good, made sure my lipstick was on good. And I walked over to the mirror one more time, and I didn't even have my purse in front of me. I walked over to the mirror, and I'm like, yes. And he said, you can do this. And then he gave me thumbs up. And I said, thank you, mirror. And I walked away. So that was my story for the day. And what we all need to remember. Do y'all like my hair? Is that the mirror does not lie. Goodbye. Thank you all for watching today, and I will see you all next Friday. Have a blessed day. God loves you, and I love you, and love yourself and embrace yourself. Bye-bye.